Okay, I think before to answer to this question, it's important to recall that the EFA movement and project is a wonderful idea because it's based on the Declaration of the Human Rights that made education as a fundamental human right. So it's important for countries, whatever countries and whatever their level, to give education to their people because it's a right. It's also because education is the most cost-effective investment because countries cannot move forward if they don't have a quality human capital because any economic growth or development should be based on good qualified people. So countries has it's important for countries at both levels. First is a right. Second, it's important for their economic development. So it's important for that. So it's also important to recall that tremendous progress has been made since 2000, and we now have more children in school than 12 years before, and whatever the gender and the gender goal, EFA goal, was one of the greatest success because 12 years ago there were still important disparities between boys and girls in primary education, but now more and more this is not the truth anymore. But it also depends on countries. For example, countries like Thailand, now at primary level there are as much girls as much boys, so there is no difference at all. But the problem is that as we are approaching the 2015 deadline of EFA goals to be met, we note that there have been some slowing down into the effort made by countries, and goals progress are not so fast as they were to be, as compared to the first part of the decade since 2000, and we need to reboost our efforts towards the goal. So to answer to your question is just to say that progress has been made, but the EFA agenda remains unfinished at a different level. It's unfinished because education has been increased quantitatively, but not in quality terms. So quality of education remained an important challenge for countries that pose to countries. And for countries like Thailand is also big challenges because the last PISA, the Program of International Assessment on Learning Outcomes, shows that in Thailand, important proportion of 15 years old students just don't master basic learnings in science, in reading and mathematics. So it's really a big challenge for these countries, just like the Vice Prime Minister recognized this morning that is something Thailand need really seriously to look at. And with this conference is a good illustration of the fact that challenge wants to seize this opportunity to do something with its education system, bringing together international experts to help him meeting his own challenges. So it's the big lesson I will draw from this conference is first the idea to have this conference, and the illustration that the countries want to improve its education system by all means. So it's a good news for that. Suggestions is for Thailand to continue to pay due attention to the issue of quality of education, but also due attention to the issue of equity in education, because unfortunately, even though there have been progress, not all children took profit of this progress. So there are still a lot of disparities within countries concerning education, and it's important for these countries, like all countries in the world, to pay due attention to the issue of inequality in education, because it's an issue of social justice. It's also, once again, issue of ensuring that all people in a given countries have access to this basic human right, that is education. And another suggestions I will make for Thailand is that data and statistics are important to inform policies, and this means that data should be made available. And not only it's important to collect data, but it's also important to make sure they are used to inform policies. And I said before that it's important to identify those who are left behind, and if you don't have data for that, we will not be able to to design target policies to address the issue of these people who are still missing education. So it's important, and Thailand does have the data, but now it's important for Thailand to increase access to this data, and including at the international level. For instance, for the report, the EFA Global Monitoring Report, we don't always have all the data we need to give a complete picture of the situation of education in Thailand. This does not mean that data are not there. The data are in the countries, but the countries does not necessarily report at the international level, and to help us to give a fair picture of what is going on in Thailand. As I said before, I think first I was very happy and glad to have been invited to come here, because I think it's a country once again who wants to move forward, and it's a country that is dynamic, and a country that recognizes that there are still problems, and a country by recognizing that wants to do something about these problems. So it's a good lesson I will draw from this conference.